again, the winner of this series will go up against Parker Mike in the grand finals.
So take it away, mate.
Oh, let's go, because spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the CranKy Duckling himself, hailing from the land of Peru, living in Italia. It is Ryu.
And spawning on the right-hand side of the map, the red shirt player for Infernales Esport. He is eternal. You might even say that he lasts for an EON.
Shaking my head.
Look, there's a reason I wanted to present EON. Okay,
I could tell. That's like, if I have any criticism for Ryu, it's the lack of pun potential. Because
what do you mean the lack of pun potential, mate? He shares the name with one of the most famous video game characters ever.
Yeah.
And you say he has no pun potential. It is you, mate, who lacks imagination.
Well,
where's Yaku? Yaku, come and save this stream.
he rhymes Ryu with blue, mate. Okay, that's what Yaku does.
Look, he's trying, mate. At least he's trying.
Oh god.
I don't see you trying.
Mate, he sure he shares a name with Ryu, but it's still a name, so you can't, like, pun potential isn't quite there. You can be clever, I guess, but
you just lack imagination, lad.
Shaking my head. Well, maybe we'll get some imagination here in this ZvZ. I'm a little bit shocked so far, nothing crazy, but I also want to remind everyone, it was a couple of weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, where we casted EON versus Ryu, and EON actually beat Ryu. It was like in the semis or like in the quarterfinals of Sentimiento Latino.
I believe that was literally the first Sentimiento Latino of the year.
Yeah. It was crazy. I'm pretty sure I was either casting with Neo or Cristiano at the time, and like when that happened, we were both like, "Oh my, what the hell? Like, what is happening?" I think it was with Neo. We were just shocked. It wasn't anything fancy, but it was EON basically went for, like, he got a third base up and running, but he went for a very strong roach timing, just all in, and he just rolled over Ryu 2 games in a row. It was crazy.
Look, you cannot take EON for granted, okay? He made, like, don't show up for things like DreamHack, don't manage to qualify, but that doesn't make him a bad player, you know? This is the best player in Costa Rica, mate. He has been GM for years.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. He is still definitely, one of the best players in the region, and he may not be like consistently at the very top, but he can get there nonetheless. He can take games and take series off of anyone in this tournament. And we'll see if that's going to be the case here, because we see a little bit of difference. Both players are getting their third bases, but Ryu has a Baneling Nest, and EON does not.
Yes, the EON is going for a Roach Warren. Now, finally, the Baneling Nest. But more importantly, mate, he is building quite a few Zerglings.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, mate, we got 16 Lings on the way, so EON is going to be Ling flooding across the map to deny the third base. But he's going to be doing this without Banelings, which is the crazy thing about this. Meanwhile, Ryu has defensive Banelings at home, so he has a bit of an advantage, but it's still going to come down to the unit control.
Yes, how good is the micro?
Oh,
let's see how it is, and we start with the Queen being well sniped here by EON. So nice start, but he needs to be careful. The Banelings are here.
Yeah, the Banelings are here. He does pull away 2 of these things, and it looks like the first Baneling will get sniped. So now only a single Baneling remaining here for Ryu. So exactly, EON, he pulls the trigger. He knows that he has the advantage. He can maybe even take down this base. No, Ryu.
Okay, mate, there's one more Baneling. Oh!
EON!
that was a beautiful Baneling, mate. That was a beautiful Baneling. Unfortunately, EON went and checked with his face just as the Baneling was about to finish. But, mate, EON is not done. Look what is coming across the map.
Mate, this is exactly how he 2-0'd Ryu last time. Like, you go Mass Ling into a Roach. Like, he's all in. Like, he has not been droning for quite some time. He's making nothing but units. He's looking to kill his opponent. Ryu does have a spine, and he does have some queens. Can he defend as he's pumping out his own Roaches?
We're about to find out, mate. We're about to find out. Roaches are going in. There's quite a few units on the field. Nice Baneling hit for EON. Not so good bailing hit for Rio, and the bailings are coming in. They go and take out the spine, and now EON is pushing in.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like he will get another kill on one, maybe even two queens. There are no defensive spines here at the third base. We do have units on the way. Ryu just needs to buy a little bit more time, but EON is not giving him that time.
Yeah, EON is coming in. He's inside the natural base. Zerlings are spawning in, but Zerlings are also coming across the map for EON. The drones are being pulled. You never want to pull drones unless it is completely necessary, and everything here is dying for EON. 7 workers killed so far.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Ryu, he could afford to lose a couple of workers because he had the worker lead. Ryu will be able to clean everything up, and he holds onto his third base. But after all is said and done, EON was actually droning up behind this. Like, he does now have the drone lead.
Yes, he has the drone lead. He still has the third base, so not a bad trade for EON at the end, and he is ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Like Ryu, unfortunately, he doesn't have any upgrades to take advantage of. He doesn't have a lair or anything like that, so he can't really counterattack. I say that he does go across the map, and he picks up 1 drone, 2 drones.
Even. 2 drones.
Oh.
That was huge, especially because there was only 2 Zerlings.
Mm-hmm.
Nice work by Ryu coming back to this game, but EON he's not gonna be idle, mate. He comes into the natural base. Let's see how many drones he can snipe, and the answer is 1, 2. 2 workers. Okay, like it's okay, mate. You slap me, I slap you back.
Exactly. There you go, tit for tat here. But I'm a little bit concerned because again, he was very committed, and because of that, he didn't have a lair. He didn't have an Evo chamber. So the longer this goes on, Ryu, he has +1 range on the way. He has a lair on the way for roach speed as well. He has the tech advantage.
Yeah. Let's see how good the mid game and late game it is for EON. He's currently still a little bit ahead, but not by much. Oh my god, what a timing, mate, for those Zerlings to enter.
Exactly. As soon as the spines unborrow the lings, they slip on in, and Ryu confirms the timing of the lair, confirms the lack of gas in the main base as well. He knows that, hey, I have an advantage. I have more than 1 advantages here. I just have to chill, back off, and wait for my upgrades.
Yes, +1 attack is nearly done for Rio, and it's only just beginning for EON, man. So there is probably going to be here like a window of opportunity where Rio's roaches are gonna be significantly better than his opponent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Like, he doesn't have to hit a timing with +1. Lair just finished, so as soon as +1 is done, he can just go straight into +2. Like, he can just wait even longer to get even better. But at the same time, EON, he's not done. He's not going to take this line down. He goes for a little bit of a Bane run by.
Oh, only 1 worker kill. Nice reaction by Rio. He almost got it. Almost. But yeah, Rio, luckily for Rio, he was like paying attention. And managed to save his workers. That would have been very disastrous, maybe, if those drones were sniped.
Oh yeah, that would have been huge. That would have been absolutely insane. But Ryu, he defends just barely in time. And I like this from EON. He kind of gives up on the Roach versus Roach, and he's going to go for something else instead. He's still investing in Roach upgrades, but he's going for a Spire.
I mean, you know the saying, mate. When you're behind, do a Jim Rising.
Exactly, mate, exactly. And we'll see if it's going to be good enough, because the Spire is still on the way, and we have Drop Alerts coming across the map here for Ryu. And oh my god, he goes in for a scout. Will he see it?
Oh no, he doesn't see it. But it's okay. He probably won't need it because the Drop Alerts are coming. This is something that is usually very uncommon that you see in ZvZ. So let's see how prepared is EON for this. And okay, he's not gonna drop into the main base. He's going to try and deny this 4th base for EON, and the army of EON is nowhere to be seen. So yeah, the base is sniped.
Oh yeah, exactly. Now he can pick up and actually go into the main base. At the same time, Ryu, he's taking a 4th base behind this. Again, +2 is on the way, so he does maintain that upgrade lead. But he didn't get into the natural, and he didn't see the Spire.
Yes. Now, Italy's are on the way, so soon enough these Drop Alerts are going to be useless. Unfortunately, but Ryu doesn't want to idle as well, so he's going in for an attack. And remember, currently at the moment, his roaches are... Okay, not they are actually not equal. They are slightly worse than Eon's because Eon has 1 armor and 1 attack, and Ryu has only 1 attack.
Ooh, exactly. Meanwhile, both drop lords were just cleaned up. Eon has control of the skies, and as a response, immediately spores are being thrown down, and Ryu backs off.
Surplus in the chat asks, I just arrived. Who should I be cheering for? And I believe like he's contractually obligated to say Ryu, right?
100%. We're cheering for the Zerg player with the duck, okay? We're cheering for a duckling. Ay. But here we go, the mutas are about to rock up. They're focusing down as many Ravagers as possible. At the same time, Roaches are on the way as well. Ryu, he's gonna have to give up this base.
Yes, and there we go. The Roaches of Eon are coming in. The battle has starting. There are no Ravagers here for Eon, only Roaches, and Ryu doesn't mind. He's going straight face to face, and let's see who micro betters, who has the better advantage here. And the militaries of Eon are coming from behind and snapping all the Ravagers.
The Ravagers are all going down. Before that happened, the power of the Ravagers and the power of +2 range did kick in, so Ryu was able to dominate the ground, but not the air. The mutas will still force all of this back. At least Ryu did hold on to that 4th base though.
Yes, so extremely important, but the militaries are still there doing the damage that they can. Eon is coming in for a second round. He's trying to snipe this base.
Yeah, again, he wants the hatchery so badly, but Ryu, he does not let up with his Roach macro here, with his Roach production. He's able to force this back once again. Hydras are going to be on the way as well, but the production, the Hydra Den only just now got thrown down.
Oh man, what a close game, what a close game. You know what's the most terrifying thing about this? Eon is still up in supply, mate. His macro has been going insane this game.
Yeah. Oh boy, he may just be able to overwhelm Ryu, especially because +2 range is on the way. Like, he's going to be able to equalize those upgrades pretty shortly. And Ryu, he's still having a harder time. He is kind of utilizing a little bit of stack defense here. We do see some spores moving forward. We do see some spines wherever he can throw them down as well. And he does have burrow, so maybe he can pull away the attention of Eon.
Yeah, this is going to be an important tool that we've seen Ryu use before to like destroy the economy of his opponents while defending at home. So very important what is about to happen here. Meanwhile, the Mutalies are coming in. There's a lot of Mutalies. Gonna start sniping whatever they can, drones, buildings, workers, but Ryu he's not idle. The Borrow Roaches reached to the other side of the map, and now they're killing queens and they're killing drones.
Yeah, exactly. So in the end, it looks like, you know, they're going to be trade when it comes to worker kills, but Ryu ends up losing this gas geyser, and that is huge. When we're talking about muta production, when we're talking about Hydra production, gas is so important, and it looks like all these harassing Roaches are going to get cleaned up. Oh, but we even have more here at the 3rd. Oh my god.
11 workers killed so far, plus a couple of queens here and there. A lot of economic damage that Ryu did here to Eon. Now the question is, can Eon return the favor?
Oh, exactly. Eon, he didn't have eyes on this Spore Crawler, so he loses another muta here as he attempts to harass. Meanwhile, Hydra Den is done, so now Hydras are slowly popping out here for Ryu. He's going to have some more consistent anti-air. And both players are actually going into lurkers.
Yeah, both players going into lurkers, and nice queen snipe. And what a messy game, mate. I like this kind of CVCs, mate. When you just have like 2 big balls of set units and you don't know what is going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, you sense the tension in the air, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's still anyone's game. Like, Eon, he's still maxed out. He's going to push on forward, but there are lurkers here to defend. You cannot push in here. Ryu, he rushed his tech all the way to get these lurkers up and running.
Yes, just in time, the lurkers finish and manage to deflect this attack by Eon. But here come the Mutalisk.
Oh, exactly. This was so risky, by the way, because Ryu, he actually morphed every single one of his Hydras into lurkers. So he gave up dealing with the mutas to make sure he didn't get rolled over by the Roaches, and it was the right call to make.
It was a very risky move, but the Mutalies are here, and the anti-air is very limited, and now he's starting to snipe queens.
Oh, exactly. Another queen goes down. Thankfully, we still had plenty of queens where that came from. Meanwhile, Ryu was maxed out, and he's like, I don't need Roaches, I need Hydras. So feels bad, man. He kills his own Roaches.
Can you imagine if we had a StarCraft StarCraft game where we didn't have any unit population limit.
Oh god, our PCs would catch fire, mate. That would, that would not be good.
And there we go, Eon again, going in, but there are lurkers everywhere, mate. And look how damaged his roaches are, just by standing a couple of seconds there.
Yeah, exactly. And even though Eon does have his own lurker den, he doesn't have the free supply to actually make lurkers. He needs to free that up. As he is making a wave of hydras. There we go. The first lurkers are on the way, but it does feel like Eon's overall army is worse at the moment.
So, Light, question. When you play ZvZ and you are in this situation where both players have lurker, hydra, roach, how do you feel?
How do I feel?
Yes.
I feel like a Terran.
That bad, mate? That bad?
But yes, we do have the lurkers pushing on forward. Ryu does have the lurker advantage. It's still difficult to push on forward. We do have detection on both ends. So again, breaking this position is going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult until Vipers come out.
Yes, the Vipers come out. I believe the Hive is already done for Rio, and yes, we have Vipers on the way.
Yeah, the first Viper. It's already out. He's already sucking on that energy. Meanwhile, at the same time, we have a Roach run by. This is so good here. Roaches are not important anymore, so why not just send him across the map to deal damage? And oh my god, how many drones are falling?
16 workers have been killed so far. That is a lot of damage that Rio did with only a handful of roaches. One entire base basically cleaned up.
Eon, please. He is down 20 workers. Is that the biggest of deals? Kind of. Like, sure, it frees up supply so he can make a bigger army, and he does have the army advantage right now, but he won't have a lot of sustainability because of the lack of workers.
Yeah, in the long run, assuming both players trade equally, it is going to be benefiting Rio only.
Yeah, exactly. And the big difference here, and the reason why I think Ryu is going to trade a little bit better, is that Eon hasn't gone into Vipers. He's just ignored that completely. He's just going pure Hydra Roach Lurker.
Yes, and there we go. Another big battle coming in across the map. And oh, look at the sandwich that Eon is trying to do over Rio's units.
Yeah, but you know what? In come the Vipers. They get even more yoinks on every single Lurker. And despite getting sandwiched, Ryu, he dominates the fight.
Yeah, and the supply of Eon plummets, mate, like almost half of his opponent, and now Eon basically has nothing to defend. He's about to lose a lot of bases and a lot of workers, mate, and I fear this is the beginning of the end for him.
That's crazy to think about. The fact that Eon had a higher army supply. He was up like 20 army supply, and despite that, it still wasn't enough. That's how powerful these spellcasters are. That's how powerful positioning can be, and Ryu, now he's knocking on the front door with his Lurkers.
Oh my god, mate! I feel like one of the memes, mate. Like, what's like who is going to win? 200 supply of Zerg or one sneaky boy?
And we can see it's the sneaky boys. GG gets called. Ryu takes game number 1. That was only game 1. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was pretty intense. Like even until the end, I couldn't tell who was going to win.
Yeah, neither could I. It was very tense. It was a very tense game, especially early on. Like Eon, his early game is scary. Like he was breaking through. He was trading better. He got into mutas unscouted as well. But Ryu, there were a couple of key moments where he was able to, like, again, very key decisions that he made, like rushing into Lurkers, rushing into Vipers as well, just having a higher quality army overall.
Yes, and very quickly, map number 2 is starting to the countdown for the map, mate. Is going to be Glittering Ashes.
Oh yeah. One of the largest maps in the map pool, a very wide map, plenty of bases, plenty of room. We couldn't end up in another scenario like that, but if we want to get there, of course, Ryu has to survive the early game to get there first. Oh.
And here we go, spawning here in the upper right-hand corner of Glittering Ashes LE. The Patito himself, the CranKy Duckling player, currently up 1-0. This is Ryu.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Glittering Ashes LE, we have the best player in all of Costa Rica, representing Infernales Esports. Down in this series, but that was a very close game number 1. It is EON.
So Light, fun fact. EON does not live in Costa Rica.
Oh, true. He lives in America, right?
I mean, Costa Rica is in America, man, but you know, how dare you, make that mistake here in my tournament?
Wait, is that a thing? Is Costa Rican like part of the United States? Or...
No, mate, no, it's not.
Okay.
No, I was saying like how the Americans always say that America is only the US. But yeah, Eon lives in the United States, you know. I talked before with, I don't know if you remember, what was his name? I forgot his name. Hulk?
Yeah.
The Costa Rican caster. Like, I talked with him before about Eon, and he's like, talking with Eon is weird. Because it's like talking with someone that is like from the US, but kind of has like Costa Rican things, you know.
Yeah. I think Turkey Dano is the same way, where he's Brazilian technically, but he lives in America as well.
Yes.
And I think he identifies a little bit more with a lot of the American players. Speaking of, I hope we see more of him. I haven't seen him in a long time. Mate, just like last year, he's gonna just rock up to a DreamHack qualifier and kill everyone, mate. He's gonna...
Probably. We're about to find out in just a few weeks more.
Yeah. Oh god. But of course, before we get to the DreamHack qualifiers, we are here in Sentimiento Latino, and so far everything is pretty standard. Both players are going to be able to take their third bases. Meanwhile, as we get into this, thank you so much. Massive shout out to Chileno Singaporean for the Twitch Prime, for the Twitch sub, 15 months. My god.
Yay. Speaking of that, mate, Rio, I think Rio wants to go home early or something, because he made quite a few settlings. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, he made a couple extra links. He's got a couple more on the way. And we'll see how this goes, because a little bit of a difference here is that this game, the Bailey nests are much closer timed. And ooh, Eon is making another massive wave of links.
Yes, there we go. Eon doing an Eon against Rio. Light. Enlighten me. You are a set player. What does it mean when you make like 4 Zerlings versus 8 Zerlings early on?
I mean, it means you do have a little bit of a higher, or it should mean that you have a higher worker count faster. But we'll see how this goes here for Ryu, because again, he has to make sure he has better Baneling control this time. If you remember last time, he threw away like 2 or 3 Banelings almost for free. Yes,
until he had one good shot, but big difference at the previous game. Eon also has Banelings here, and there we go. The Banelings are coming in. I have no idea what is happening. I see explosions everywhere.
In the end, Ryu trades a little bit better. He will lose all his Banelings, but he has 3 Queens. He has 1 more Baneling in the backline. Eon does not break through.
Yeah, Eon does not manage to break through. Now he's a little bit behind in supply, and is he actually gonna try and take out this base? It's very risky.
Oh god, he's going to try, but he's going to fail here as he backs off. He's droning up back at home. He did immediately throw down a Roach Warren, and Ryu scouts this. Again, he's so on point with his scouting. He gets into the main base once again with his links, confirming the transition, and confirming even that the gases are being taken here at the natural as well.
Yes, not only that, mate, the Zerlings managed to get out.
Oh my god. It's still alive. So after all said and done, Ryu is in a much better position than he was in the previous game. He's actually going to be the aggressor. Now he's turning things on his head. He's coming across the map. This mineral light is so exposed.
Yeah, there is nothing here to defend. All these drones are going to go down. The poor queen that just spawned is going to go down as well.
not
Eon
just the
was
queen.
definitely not ready for this.
Exactly, because you know what? The roaches are coming across the map as well. Ryu is like, mate, have a taste of your own medicine, buddy, because you're not going to have your third.
And there we go, the third goes down, mate. And now Eon is in trouble, mate. If you're Eon, what you do?
Mutas.
From behind Jim Rising, right?
Exactly. He's knocked down to 2 bases. If you remember, I don't know if you were casting, but I think it was for Ryu versus Egg. So yeah, earlier today. Ryu.
I mean, of course I was not casting me. What are you on about?
Oh god. I don't know if you were watching, but when Ryu, he also lost his third base against Egg as well, and immediately he threw down a Spire and he went for Mutas, and there we go. So is Eon.
Yes, Mutalies are going in. He's gonna try and reveal his third base as well. But yeah, Eon has a lot of catch up to do, mate. Let's see if he's able to do any damage to Ryu on the other side of the map. Unfortunately, I think Ryu is pretty well protected. We have queens on the third base. We have basically a wall on his natural, even a spine that is boring around at the moment. So pretty hard to break through.
Exactly. Like breaking through, it's almost impossible. It's all about keeping this tech hidden and again making sure that these mutas are going to be a surprise, to maintain control of the map and to be able to expand from here. But it's Ryu we're talking about. He dives all the way in and he sees everything.
Yes, he sees the spire. He sees the timing of it as well, and yeah, this is not going in Eon's favor. Eon is going in for this early and sees the wall and he's like, nope. He walks out.
He cannot commit with his lings, and as all this is happening, again, because typically when Ryu scouts a Spire, we have Burrow and we have Tunneling Claws. This is a way for Ryu to actually harass, even though typically if you try to go across the map with your roaches, they get caught by mutas. If they're underground, they aren't seen, and it's a great way to get a lot of damage done.
Yeah, a great way to do a lot of damage, but Ryu doesn't need it at the moment. He's just walking in with his roaches. He finally is going to see them mentally, so the roaches are going to eventually be cleaned up.
Yeah, I don't know about this move out. As you said, like, all these roaches are going to go down, and for what? A little bit of a questionable move here by Ryu. A lot of roaches are going to go down. In a couple of seconds, he will have Burrow, but you don't want to reveal Burrow too soon. Like, it's supposed to be like your trump card.
For roaches, I like the dimension of the roach. Look like it is running in panic, mate.
It's terrifying. They will back off. Burrow is done, but Tunneling Claws is still on the way. Fun fact, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we had double roaches, double roach warren for the double upgrades.
Look, when you need it, okay?
Yeah. You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong.
Yeah, Hydra Leads are coming out for Ryu. Ryu already has spores in each of his bases, so these Mutalies are probably not going to do a lot of damage. Question mark, and just as I say that, he's sniped a few workers, but the queens are being annoying.
Yeah, the mutas, they do not get the gas geyser this time. The transfuses are able to keep this gas geyser alive. Meanwhile, Tunneling Claws is done, so Ryu, he can now go for a little bit of harassment. There we go, a mass amount of roaches are across the map. Do we have any detection? This time, we do have spores. Eon is ready this time.
Yes, he will be ready. And there we go, the inconspicuous roaches are coming in and immediately got noticed. What is Ryu gonna do? Oh, he's gonna focus the hatchery, mate.
What a chat, he gets the hatchery!
Not only he gets the hatchery, mate, he get out.
Wow. He's gonna get another! Oh!
No, try to skin too much.
But
yeah, that was a huge move. Another base that Eon lost, and he's basically back in 2 bases.
Yeah, pretty much. He's knocked down to 2 base economy. A couple of roaches sneaking into the natural as well. We do have mobile detection this time, but he's going to focus down drones anyway.
Trying to snipe one queen, and there we go. So yeah, Eon, mate, he's in trouble. He needs to do damage. He needs to do economic damage, and fast, because he's 20 supply behind. His opponent has more larva than he is, and even now Ryu is still trying to harass, trying to deny even more bases for for EON, mate. Have some mercy, Ryu.
And what's important is that Ryu did the impossible. Usually when you're up against mutas, because EON has map control, it is so difficult to get this fourth up and running. But EON was running around like just struggling to defend against the roaches, that Ryu was able to sneak out another base.
Now there is finally a decent amount of mutalism, mate. I feel that EON may be able to take on quite a few of this army. He killed one Spore, he killed I believe one Hydralisk without losing a Mutalist. So the numbers are slowly slicing to rise up, mate. 20 Mutalists at the moment.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of mutas. We have more mutas on the way as well.
How many until the apocalypse, mate?
I think an apocalypse is like 30, and like a catastrophe is 20. I think.
Well, we're close. No, the doomsday clock is 1 minute ahead, okay?
Yes. Here we go. The mutas, they're here. Again, they're going to be able to clear up a lot of creep, but lurkers are already on the way. They're already coming out. Like, once again, just like the last game, the majority of the Hydras were morphed into lurkers, and that means that EON can't really break through the defenses of Ryu.
Man, what a tense situation, man. I don't know what would I feel if I were EON at the moment. Another sport that is gonna go down, mate. And now this base is completely exposed. There are no queens here. 10 workers killed at the moment, 11. And he's even gonna trade with a few Hydralisks, mate.
Yeah.
EON is doing wonders with this amount of Mutalisks that he has.
Hey, he is going full Gym Rising. At the same time, we have some borrowed roach harassment here. Actually going to get a lot of drones as well. This will be cleaned up, and I like this from EON. Unlike the previous game, EON doubled down, and he did go mass muta. So because of that, Ryu didn't recognize this, and he doesn't have a lot of Hydras because of the lurkers, because he morphed them into these lurkers. He just doesn't have the anti-air.
Even worse, mate. Ryu lost the Hydra then. He is now rebuilding it.
So he's very limited with the amount of Hydras he has to work with right now. He does have Vipers on the way, though. He was able to get into that high.
There we go. Another couple of workers kills, another queen kill. Mate, these Metalists, mate, are paying for himself. Like,
oh, yeah.
EON was very behind. Now he's practically equal now with Ryu.
Yeah, exactly. The Muta is getting even more damage. At the same time, the mass roach army is headed towards the fourth base, but there are lurkers waiting.
Yeah, this is not gonna be pretty, mate.
Oh god. The roaches are split up, but again, there is a ground army to meet that of EON. EON, yeah, he just can't find a way in.
Yeah, the defense is too strong for Ryu. The CranKy was very good as well. So unfortunately, nothing to do here. The idea was good, you know, some roaches here, some roaches there, but unfortunately, Ryu, like a good parent player, has his defenses ready.
Yeah, he's got his siege units ready for everything. Meanwhile, no, the roaches don't. You never want to see roach versus lurker.
You never want to see anything versus lurker, mate.
True. Now the Vipers are out as well, so mate, how good can you split, EON? You know, can you avoid these parasitic bombs? Up!
1 meter down. EON trying to do what he can with what he has, but this is a very strong army by Ryu.
Very strong indeed. The lurkers will borrow. Here we go. The parasitic bombs do connect with these mutas, and the splits are. Oh no, the splits, puppy, no!
Oh my god, this. No. The splits were not so good. A lot of Mutalisks are in the red and immediately fall to the Hydras, and that is GG. Ryu wins the series.
GG, well played. Ryu, he does take the series 2-0, but it wasn't an easy 2-0. Like, EON, he fought very hard in this ZvZ. Oh.
Yeah.
And now, mate, we have our 2 finalists.
Yes, we do have our 2 finalists, mate. It's going to be a PvC between Ryu and Paco Mike. But before that, we have another important thing to do, aren't we?
Oh, that we do. Darking, it is time for the random participation raffle.